Hi everybody, this is Terry from Sweet Pea Papers, the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group, and now the Junk Journal and Papercrafts Facebook group. Yes, I also have a Ko-Fi shop or a coffee shop at ko-fi.com, and you can find all the links to these things below the video. This is my design team project for LineDotArrow, and it's also the challenges for this month. And every Saturday you can go to Natalie's YouTube channel, and that's line.arrow.com. I'm sorry, at line.arrow, and the link to that is below as well. And every Saturday she's going to release a challenge video and let you know about the freebies in her group. And yeah, and so just become a member and you can get the freebies over there. I'm going to be using 4 of the 5 kits for this month. Yes, 5. So we have Autumn Kaleidoscope, which I'll be using. Vintage Background Collage Pages, which we'll be using. Textured Paper Bundle. Yep, that one too. Autumn Ephemera Kit. Yes, I haven't cut it out yet, so we won't see that today. And Little Halloweenies, which I've already done 3 Halloween journals, so we're not going to include those in this project. But they are great. And they're great for making one of those, if you have the die, one of those ones that looks like a projector thing for those viewfinders. And I've seen a couple people do that and it turned out really cool. Okay, so that's that. There's 5 drawings at 5 different Facebook groups. I'm really messing this up this time. And you can find the links to those groups below. And I think I said 5 drawings. I hope I did. 3 prizes each. That's 15 prizes that you could have a chance of winning. 5 prizes actually, 1 in each drawing. So make sure to post your pictures and or your videos in all 5 groups to get 5 chances or 10 chances per post. See the event descriptions to find out how you get your points for your entries. All right, that's the shortened version that I'm going to do every time. If you want to see the longer version, you can go to Natalie's introduction video the first Saturday of the month, which I believe was the 6th, maybe the 5th, and then also her kits reveal video, which was a little bit before that, and see all 5 kits and hear a little bit about the challenges and the drawings. Paperclip that together for the next time. Okay, so we started out with our folio, and you'll notice it looks different than it did before. I did this off camera, and I did it because I got looking at it, and that little pocket just looked so lonely down there. It just didn't look quite enough for the size of the page. So I did the exact same thing as we did before, which was glue the what do you call it, the spooky stuff from Dollar Tree on there. And so that was exactly the same. I just made a bigger pocket. Then I added another piece of that paper lace over the top of the darker one because I didn't like the darker one, and I like the lighter one better. We still have our sari silk. We still have our texture from our stenciling. And of course the sari silk is another texture. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of the different textures represented on this paper, and then 6 because of the card. You'll notice I made a great big card instead of the one we had to fit our great big pocket. Okay, you ready to go? All right, so now we're going to be on page 2, which is a nice big page. It also has a nice big pocket up here. So we're going to cut the paper for the pocket, or the card for the pocket. And it goes all the way down. So we're going to have to use this sideways, but it's okay because once you pull it out, you can turn it and it'll be the right way. Now remember, before you put the paper on, you can actually see the paper in the pocket. So you can see how far down you've gotten it. You know, in case it hangs up a little bit and you need to make it a little bit smaller. Okay, now I'm going to turn this over because I want to make sure to save all the owl. So I'm going to turn this over so that what I'm cutting off is the other end. So we're going to cut it right here. Well, hopefully that doesn't cut off the owl because that's the height. No, we're good. Okay. Well, that would have been good, except for we've got extra glue here. So let's cut a little bit off the bottom. Now let's see how we're doing. Just a little bit more. We're going to be cutting this off the side, so I don't want to cut any more off of this. Okay, that slides down in there. And we want it to be let's cut it just this side of the mushrooms so we can make that tag looking part at some further date. So we have this left, and we have this. Yeah, my gluing wasn't very good on this, was it? Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. You can see it, you know, in this cutout area right here. So we can pull it out. And we've got this cool little mushroom tag thing looking good. Okay, let's round the corners and then we'll ink it and we'll stick it in there. Giant writing card. What's on the back? Oh, stripes to write on. Perfect. I may stencil some on the back here, but I can't really add any thickness going down into this particular pocket. So let's ink it real quick so we don't forget. The page 2 is going to be kind of fun, but not very hard. It's almost like inking a whole page, isn't it? Now my voice is doing good for right now. I'm still got the sinus infection, so if it starts going downhill during the video, then I apologize. I went thermonuclear on my computer and erased everything and reinstalled Windows. The only thing I haven't done is go back to the factory settings, which I'm not seeing the option for that anymore. And I should have done it the first time, or after I did Windows and I started going to that blue screen instead of just a black screen where I have to reboot. Now the last time that happened, it was because of a Windows update, of course. Oh, come on. I know it fits in here. And I promise you, once I get it in here, I am not taking it out. There we go. Okay, so that's in there. Now we're going to make a belly band out of this. We're going to turn it around so that it's right side up. I'm going to use this as the paper so that we'll have the double texture going. I think that looks good. We're going to use acetate behind this. Now on this page, we're only going up to this little notch. So we'll be able to see, yeah, my voice is going downhill. We'll be able to see the stenciling. That's why I stenciled down so far. Okay. Okay. And that'll leave us this nice scrap. Cut that a little crooked the first time, and then I fixed it, so I hope it's not too narrow. Oh, that does seem too narrow to me. Darn it, that's the texture I really wanted to use too. Let's see what else we have. This is interesting. Along with that lace, I think. And this could be too. Really wanted to use this. I wonder if there's something we could do along the edges. Because it really isn't that much. It's just that little bit where I went crooked right there. Oh, turn it a little bit. I can make it work. Okay. Otherwise, we can use that interesting texture. Really like this wood texture, and I may print out another one of it. Okay. Where was the piece of acetate I had that was long enough? Is it wide enough? Yeah. Is it long enough? Yes. Okay, let's make it just a smidge narrower to get that black dot off. And we will make it Now I made a mark right below the paper so I know to cut right above the mark and cut the black mark off. Okay. So we'll glue this down in the center. Then we'll measure our lace and glue that down. Okay. This acetate is thick enough that it has a teeny bit of color. And so I can see it, also the shininess against this glass surface. Okay. Just put it at the center. I didn't set aside a piece of paper for the card. So we're going to need a big card. I think what we're going to kind of focus on are big cards and paper to write on for this folio. You can use this as the big card. Okay. I don't even know where this piece of lace came from. It was just a scrap that I had in my lace drawer, or lace box, actually, inside of a drawer. So, having said lace box inside of a drawer, you'll know that I don't have that much lace. Let me cut that off straight. And keep this piece. This would make a good pocket. Did you see me hold on to that scrap? Are you guys proud or what? Okay, so we're just going to take a little bit of glue. And we're just going to run it back and forth. Oops. I don't want to miss the edge. We'll just take it back and forth down just enough to hold the lace on. It looks like I did cut it a little bit long. We'll take care of that though. It stretches when you smooth it out. Well, it doesn't really stretch, it just shows its real length when you lay it really flat like that. What we have to do is glue this to the book. Yes, that's going to be fine. That's going to be cool. I like that. We're definitely going to put some glue in the corners so we can smear it around a little bit and get it lined up. Come on. I'm waiting on that second bubble so I know the air's out of the metal tip. It's about time for me to fill up. I'm going to thank you, subscribers at Ko-fi. You allow me to buy paper and glue every month. That's what I use the money for right now. So I really appreciate that. That's my biggest expense for making these every month. That and magnets. Go figure. Now this pattern, has an up and down to me. So I'm going to glue this on this way. And I've inked it. Oh, you saw me ink it. Okay. And then we'll make our big card. The plastic up there. Now see, I could have made the plastic a little wider. Yeah, I don't really want to cut off either end. I had to put my junky craft room sweater on because I'm freezing. And that blue shirt I had on yesterday, the sleeves were just too big. So I don't get dirty, so I can actually wear a shirt 2 days in a row. Probably gross for you guys, but fact of life for me. Alright, that fits through, but it's a little snug. So let's take a little bit more off the top. And we'll see where we're at. Well, right under there a second ago. What I don't want is for it to stick on the glue. I brought the card down a little bit. You know, I don't even have to trim the size left to right, the width. We're going to have some seriously nice big cards. I think I'm going to have to definitely do some stenciling or something on the backs of these. And remember, we've got our smaller ephemera. I don't know how much of it we're going to use. This isn't really a little kind of cutesy, or not cutesy, but you know what I mean. Ephemera looking journal. There might be a couple of the owls that we would use. Oops. Does anybody else but me have a headache this morning? You can fess up. Oh man, I'm also starving. I was gonna eat a bowl of cereal before I started this video, but then I forgot. I don't know why, but the work area seems small. I moved the camera up to make it a little bigger. But then I had to reinstall Debut after I went thermonuclear on the computer. And it already crashed once already. It was during a Windows update. So I think we know what the culprit is. I don't think there's any way to, I don't know how to turn that off. I'll have to think about it. I know there's a way to where it has to ask permission first. If this keeps going the way it is, which is kind of cool, it will probably go up in the Ko-fi shop. Almost all the books, folios, journals, whatever, that I've been making recently are now on sale in the Ko-fi shop, and you can go check them out. For page 3, it's kind of heavy. I got this new die from Temu. I wanted to try it out. This is that card we made for the front cover. I think we'll be able to use it here. And I've inked the envelope. Look at this really cool die. So we need to paper the envelope. The front anyway. And I've pre-inked the envelope, so you didn't have to watch me do that. We're going to ink the outside before we cut the hole. Why? Because it's easier. It isn't so floppy. Plus, we're gluing it on the envelope. This side's pretty interesting too. It's got more colors. I think I'm going to glue that side up. Way to ink it though. a little extra, so we can trim that off. Now we're gonna take this apart back here. The glue's pretty strong on this envelope, so I'm having to be really careful. Okay, we're going to take, I think, I'd like to do the largest one. I haven't taken these apart yet. This is the first time I've opened it. Oh, you have to put these two. Well, I think I'm going to break it here. And leave those 3, 1, 2, 3, like the rings around Saturn. I think I'm going to leave them the same. All right, let me get my... I didn't realize it was 3 rings to make that one pattern. Glue's pretty sticky. I may cut this down a little bit. This in the center with it's really close to the edge. Look, another paper cut. This is like the 3rd one in this video. So I have blood all over me again. You remember this one I did in video 1. probably during the part that got deleted. There's going to be shaking of the camera, kind of a bang, maybe two. We end up with that cool ring. We're going to open it back up. I'm going to untape the die and see what we've gotten. So we've got this card as well. This thing has the ridges from this in it, which is pretty cool. So we'll put this away so we don't lose them. Well, I guess I don't have to cut it down because I just tore the bag. Okay. So we've got both of these, which is pretty cool. So that did work out. Hopefully we can put the acetate behind it. That's the problem. And I forgot to set aside something for the card. So I'll have to do the card off camera. It'll be the same way as we did the card for the pocket above, in the card in the pocket above. I didn't set aside any paper for the inside of the envelope either. Okay, so we have to glue wherever you see the paper, then that's where you need to glue it back the way it was. We're going to put paper over it so you don't have to get too carried away. All you want to do is put it back the way it was. Okay, now we're going to cut this side for the tag opening. This envelope does not want to cooperate. Okay, so now we need to re-ink that. You can see now why we had to re-glue this. Otherwise, when we cut this, it would have cut this whole section off. All right. We didn't glue the acetate in first. I got lucky on that one. Okay. Were you guys yelling at me? Acetate, acetate. I hope you were. I hope you remembered. I still could have put it in. I still could have slid it in there, but it would have been a big mess. I probably would have got glue on the acetate. I still might. And I think I got a little teeny bit. The window right there. Okay, let's re-glue this. Good thing I had just barely tacked it down. I was able to pull it right back up. Okay, now this is the top. So we're going to do this paper for the back. This is the paper for the page that we haven't cut yet. And we're going to have to do it this way so that we have our writing, you know, lines. this particular case, I cut the bottom off first. What did I do? Cut it off really crooked. Fortunately, it was the part that was taken away that was so crooked, and I was able to straighten it up. That's two different papers cut crooked. I didn't mean to make it that messy. Should glue that pocket shut. Nope, it is still crooked. No, I probably cut it too short. Or too narrow, as the case may be. Well, I can't really. These textured papers are pretty cool. They look like pieces of crumpled paper, that wood texture, the burlap texture. They're all pretty neat. Stuck my thumb right in the... Oh, that's a double paper cut. Yay. I don't see one of those every day. I didn't put the magnet on. There's just enough glue to stick it, but not enough glue to kind of slide it around to get it in the right spot. Then we're going to have to trim our backing paper down to size. Like some of the glue went through right here onto the acetate. We just have to make sure that we keep it open and that it doesn't stick shut. Okay, now to cover this crookedness, we're going to put some lace on. But we're going to do that after we put a pocket on. So let's put this nifty neato pocket on that will cover all kinds of bad decisions. We'll cover up our crookedness. We'll still be able to write above it. We'll put the lace down the side. That looks right side up to me. Plus there's writing lines on the pocket. We can do something with the pocket too. Remember, I have the bone folder in there to keep the acetate from sticking to the back of the envelope, or the inside of the envelope, where that glue kind of oozed over when we slid the paper. Okay, now we need to glue the envelope shut. Didn't quite go far enough. It's okay that it oozed out right there. We're going to glue it right here onto the paper anyway. We've really had to cover up some bad choices on this, huh? Well, so just show you troubleshooting 101. There we go. And it will make our pocket a little bit narrower, but our card isn't super wide either. I think I'm going to glue it on where it sticks out just a little bit. Okay. And here's our card, all inked up. And that fits in there perfectly. It's a little long. Oh, we can do it. Then we just need to cut our paper to our page. And I want this circle up at the top. This one's going to be taller than that one because the little notch out is up here. So I'm going to turn it over this way. This is an hour, so we're going to go just a little bit over. So let's do the width. Then we should be able to see better to do the height. So the reason we trimmed it upside down is so we didn't trim off this because it was in this upper corner. Now we need to glue the envelope on. And then put the magnet on the back to hold the envelope shut. So I will have to put the backing paper and the card inside here. I'll have to put the backing paper and then a card in there. I'm going to do that off camera. We get to ink this. I almost forgot. Alright, let's do our magnet. Now remember, let's make sure our envelope is flat before we don't want the magnet to be, you know, the envelope to be like this, and then put the magnet on him, and then when it folds over, then it's not straight. Okay, and then we can glue the paper on, and then we'll be done, except for that inside of the envelope, which I'm going to do off camera. The reason I'm going ahead and filming the over the hour is because a lot of the hour was spent troubleshooting. And I always leave that in, as you guys know. I don't pause it and fix the problem and then come back, because I don't think that's helpful. There are some people that can just look at it and go, oh, I know how to fix that, because they've been doing it for a little while. And they just want to see the technique of the flips and flaps. There are others of you that are new, and that's awesome. So I show all of it. I show everything, good, bad, and ugly. So you see the bottom's going to be even. It's just the top that's going to be taller. All right? I did such a good job on that card. Now it moves. So that's cool. I like the way that turned out. That little bit of lace, I think, makes a cool statement. Then I'll make a card with texture in the image, and try to do something on it as well. And then the backing paper will probably, it might just be cream colored, just so that we, well, I could use this. Yeah, and it wouldn't be that much of a trim. I'm not big on the bingo cards, but it would fit in here definitely as the backing paper. And yeah, I'll have to fix all that. All I'm going to do is put the bone folder in there and pull it apart so the backing paper can go all the way back. Okay, and then we'll put a card in. I'll put a tab on it, and then we'll be done with this page. Okay, all right, well, that's it for this video. Thank you for spending your last hour and 7 minutes. Yep, hour, and it'll be 8 minutes by the time I shut up with me, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks again.